Hey, you guys. I hope you guys are doing good. I'm not feeling the best today. I feel like I'm starting to come down with something. So I'm trying to get better because Saturday is the Kendrick Lamar concert, and me and my oldest are going. So, he's a huge Kendrick Lamar fan. So that was my birthday present to him. So I'm just like trying to get all the way back, feeling good. But I hope everybody's doing all right, child. It's so much going on right now in this world in 2025. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. So I know we've been talking about last night I had posted about the pharmacies are now starting to not get medications in because a lot of our medicines are made in China. A lot of things are going on right now with the farming communities. Of course, with immigration, that's having a big effect on like the farms, people picking food. Um, People are saying that even like the supply chain, like the trucks, because a lot of people, immigrants drive trucks as well. So that's starting to be a factor. So all I'm going to say is there's a lot of changes coming. Like right now, it's still spring. We're supposed to be getting like a big thunderstorm, hailstorm. But I want y'all to like really reevaluate people in y'all's lives because things are going to start getting tougher and things are going to get a lot worse before it gets better. And you have to make sure that the people that you have around you are really there for you and really want the best for you. And they're just not there trying to use you for your energy, use you for some type of just whatever they have in their mind. Um, yeah. So you got to like really make sure that you have solid people around you. I'm 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 like reevaluating stuff with people in my personal life as well. As far as like moving forward, how I see things, where they're at mentally, you know what I'm saying? Are they moving with the changes or are they just, stuck on stupid? You don't need those type of people around you because things are going to get real and you really want people who are collected and who are going to be there to support you and have your back, not on no goofy, superficial stuff. So if that's one thing I can leave with y'all, I want y'all to know that. Like really, really like start looking at your inner circle of friends, relationships, even family, cousins, stuff like that. Yeah, because it is. Bacon Green said, cut off two people this month. Merc and Venus retrograde hit hard. Yeah. And it's like that sometimes. You have to for your own peace because you have to get with everything going on. One thing you have to do is find your peaceful moments because it's going to be a lot of stress, people's jobs going away, things like that. And you can't have people around you that's just going to bring you stress and anxiety and gaslight you and make you feel bad. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. A lot of people are going through things and they're projecting onto other people. So you got to like really look out for people like that. They'll project all their insecurities, all the drama that they're going through onto you, where you'll start feeling crazy like you did something to them. Cut those people off. I'm gonna leave it at that. But damn, it's like really thundering out here and lightning. Child, we. All right, so we're gonna start taking some calls. It's to get it off your chest. So whatever you're going through, I know things are like just getting like really heavy for a lot of people, but don't take on other people's burdens. We all got our own situations that we're dealing with. Don't let anybody shame you into like holding on to their trauma and the bullshit that they're going through. Because at this point, you got to like really be mentally strong up here for yourself and for your immediate family. So let me go ahead and bring on, let me see here, Poppy Kendra. Go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Hey T. Okay, I look hot to tot right now. I'm gonna go ahead and put this camera. Okay, hey guys, how you doing? Oh well, first off, I just want to just tell you like you have been my like best friend for years when I used to just watch it on my little phone. Oh, let me turn. I'm working right now. Like when I used to just watch it like on my little phone. And like it's like I feel like we got so many like similarities with each other. Like I have two boys, they 16 now, and I had them at 17.
Mm,
And I and I um and like you were like when they were like still probably about like maybe like 8, maybe 9 years old. Like they were super young. Like and
mm,
we was just in this little apartment, like with an air bed and stuff. Like I would just be watching you and stuff. Like they'd be like, "Oh my, you watching the Lady T?" And I would pull up like when you would like say my name like on like a super chat or something. Like
mm.
that's why I changed my name on YouTube so you'll know who I am. Like on here. I was like, she probably will never know who I am because it's like a different name. Let me change my name. So all my names are the same on there. But I just always want to tell you, I was like, and I literally like I boohoo when I couldn't come to the Millie party. Like I was
Oh,
like, I want to go so bad, but it was just it was such a crazy financial year for me and everything. Like, so I'm like, never, it's okay, it's gonna be. But like I'm at a really like good place now. Like I
good.
got a house, new car, a good like I'm working for a good financial company, like, and I'm doing like
Congratulations.
hyper. Yeah, so and I just wanted to say like thank you for really like having somebody there when it was nobody there, like you just like the how much you like made a difference like in my life. Like I know it's so crazy that
Oh,
because I'm like going through something mentally, like it's crazy. Like I'll be like, oh T.O., like oh T.O., like I just love that. Like and it's just so funny. Like I just raised my hand because I wasn't gonna talk or nothing. I just be quiet. But I just raised my hand because of what you saying. Like I had to cut so many people off of my life that was like just bringing me down. Like, and I'm like,
mhm,
I need to be around like more positive like people and everything, like from I mean family to like close best friends. Like, and I feel like right now I'm in a mourning of losing those people, but
mhm.
getting really back to myself. But I just wanted to thank you
Oh,
for
okay. So I
you.
thought I was the only.
Hold on. Stop unmuting yourselves. Okay, finish. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, so I just wanted to thank you for just being you and just having like this platform. Was in Gus Court, got kicked out, and came back like, but I was like, I ain't leaving this time. And when I was in class and stuff, I like lost track of and everything. So I say I'm gonna start entertaining it, like, but I'm a long time tea sipper. I just feel like you my like my son. I'm like, this is my auntie, but then when I get older, I'm like, man, this is my sister. We got the same. Like, I don't even go to clubs no more, honey. Like, but I just hopefully one day in the future, I go to Puerto Rico with you, or
What state do
see
you
you in
live in?
person.
What state do you live
I live in Cincinnati, so I'm in the
Okay,
Midwest.
Ohio. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm right down here in Cincinnati where I had spoke one time about the Nazi stuff that had happened in here. That got crazy. That's a whole nother
Oh,
vibe.
okay.
Yeah. But I almost was about to come up there for the Kendrick Lamar concert, but my birthday in a couple weeks, so I'm going to Orlando. I was gonna throw a party here and everything. I said, no, I need to get away.
Uh-huh.
Uh I'm
Go
going to
somewhere
go
nice.
chillax at a resort, honey, and chill. But I just wanted to say, just keep joy like you and everything. Like I bought your teas. I try to support as much like as I can. I just love you from a distance. Me and my you got two boys. I got two boys. I was a twin mama, and I mean I got it out the mud like.
Mm-hmm.
But I just love you, and I just want to say that hey, Discord family, I was the first one. Hey,
Thank you so much, Kendra. I really appreciate your words and everything you had to say today. That means a lot to
thank
me.
you. All right, love y'all. Love
All
you,
right.
T.
Love you
See ya.
too. Bye. Okay, let me go ahead and mute everyone because I don't know why it's people are muting themselves. That was so sweet. I appreciate it. If y'all hear a lot of thunder, that's me. It's like thundering really bad. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and bring on Little Hellboy. Go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just a little tired. I got off of work like 2 hours ago.
Hmm.
Um, I guess my like get it off your chest. Um, I mean, in general, life has been just kind of life and with everything, but the thing I'm like struggling with the most is like my mental health. But I feel like aside from that, it's trying to find a job, which I'm lucky to have a job that I've been doing for like almost 2 years, so I'm used to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm still getting that consistent check. Um, like I'm an Amazon driver, and I am kind of tired of Amazon, like physically and mentally. But there's not obviously like a lot of options out here if you don't have like a decent amount of experience. Because I have experience like in the workplace. It's just I feel like I don't have useful experience. Like jobs that are paying 15 to 17 are saying you need like forklift experience or like some type of certification. So I've mostly been struggling with that.
Hmm.
But it's also like with my mental health, um, I've been struggling to try to like take that time for me without shutting off the people that are actually there for me. So my like loved ones and my friends and stuff. Um, because my friends like it's already at a point where they already know like it's gonna take a little bit for me to respond to them, but now it's like taking me longer to actually respond to people, and I do kind of struggle with like ghosting people a little bit where I'm like, damn, I haven't responded in so long. I feel like it'd be disrespectful, like at this point, to say something.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I would say those are the main things. It's mostly just my mental health, trying to, because I'm at a spot, compared to how my mental health was like in the past, like a few years ago. I am still in a good spot. I'm just in the spot of trying to not want to like kill myself, basically. It's hard to like be morbid or anything like that, but which I still feel like is better than like actually, being in that spot because I have struggled with like being suicidal off and on since I was 16 until
Hmm.
about I want to say August of 2023 is when I like actually made like a complete switch with how I deal with my depression and my anxiety and bad thoughts. But I still, get stressed out about things sometimes and get a little
You have,
overwhelmed.
are
So,
you talking,
yeah.
do you have like a therapist, a counselor, somebody in your life that you can talk to personally when you get like that?
I do have a therapist. I've always had a therapist since I was 16. Um, and my therapist now, it's kind of like it's kind of like it's a nice person to talk to every
Hmm.
2 weeks instead of me feeling like she's actually helping me with things. And I
Hmm.
have thought about trying to get a new therapist or get into DBT because I was in that program at some point, which is I can't like remember like what it stands for, but it's mostly recommended for people with like BPD, like borderline personality disorder and stuff.
Hmm.
It's just I had to leave because I was working third shift and it's a lot of work. It's more than just going in, talking to a therapist. Like you have to do work behind the scenes. And honestly, at the time, I just wasn't ready to do that.
Hmm.
And I am ready now. I'm just worried about whether they have spots available and how long it's going to take to get back into that program.
Yeah, I would definitely check into that. I mean, if you feel like you're ready to do the work, then take that first step into doing that because, suicidal ideations are very serious and you don't want to just let that linger for too long. And so if you feel like that's somebody that was willing to help you and, you did enjoy it, but it just wasn't the right time, definitely look at going back into that. But also, just talking to your mom or like, trusted people about what you're going through. Because a lot of times people just keep a lot of things bottled in because they really feel like they don't have anybody they can talk to or who wants to listen to them. So you have to let people know that you're struggling and that and understand that it's okay to not have everything figured out. It's okay for life not to be perfect. It's okay for life to be life and right now. But, you have to let people know. Don't just suffer in silence.
Yeah, because I'm still like definitely trying to get to that point. That's why it kind of takes me so long to like respond back to people and get back to people because I've never really been comfortable like sharing my problems and like talking about like things that I'm feeling and stuff with people.
It has to be
Um
somebody trusted. You don't tell everybody your business. So it can't just
yeah,
be
definitely.
anybody. Because then people weaponize shit against you. You know what I'm saying? Like you can think that you're telling somebody something and that they're receiving it, but then they turn around and weaponize it. So you have to really be careful who you share stuff with. I will say that.
Yeah, I agree. I've because I've always been like raised to be a private person. It's still with like with my mom, I get afraid of her like overreacting to things. So
Hmm.
yeah, but I do need to. I don't know. I've been trying to figure it out because it's mostly I just keep getting hit with like whammies in life. So like you already feel kind of like shitty or on edge, and then like boom, this happens, and boom, that happens. So I'm trying to like be an adult and not let it get me too down and recognize the like positives and things like if I
Hmm.
get hit with like a payment or something like that, like well at least I had the money for it, at least I got money still left over. It just gets tough like dealing with that for like a while, so I'm just trying to get a little used to it, trying to figure out things that I need to do to make life a little easier for me, I guess.
Okay. Well, good luck with everything. It looks like your time has come, but yeah, definitely, just good luck with everything, but reach back out to like your counselor, just to get like more advice, even if you're not able to get into that program, just to let them know what you're going through mentally, so at least they can work on that with you.
All right, thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay, you're welcome. We'll talk to you later.
All right, later.
Bye. All right, let me go ahead and bring on Marvelous Housekeeper. Go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Hello, T. Can you hear me?
Hi, Ken. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Well, I heard you said that you're gonna go to see Kendrick Lamar, so have fun,
Thank you.
enjoy.
That's
I've never been to
Saturday.
his concert, but let us know, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah. And before I get to my topic, I want to tell the tea sipper before me that please hang in there. Every one of us, has someone in our life who cares about us. So please let them know. Don't just suffer in silence.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. So hang in there, please. Um, so with that being said, I want to touch on the topic of like uh, the whole tariffs and China fighting America
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
all the replicas overseas.
Hmm.
So I don't know if you ladies have tried to like reach out to anyone over there, but I have, especially for like a fake designer bag.
Hmm.
And so that one guy, he pops up in every video for like bags. His name is Wang Sen 8999 on TikTok. If you search, you see. So I just want to say that if you ladies want to get something from him, do not save your time because I tried to reach out to him and he sent me a video of him wearing a bag, the bag that I want. But then the flap is so wavy. So I'm like, that's not how it's supposed to look.
Hmm.
And he quoted me like $1,300.
Oh, he's
which is
insane.
fine for a super fake. That's what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not
Which
how it's
which
supposed
super
to be.
fake was it supposed to be a Hermes super fake?
It is.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Um, you know what? Actually, let me send a photo right now in chat just so everyone know what I'm talking about. Sorry, I sound like uh, kind of breathy a little bit. I'm just nervous. I'm
You're
not
fine.
good with public speaking. That's why. Um, okay, let me send right now. Okay, I just it's sending. But so yeah, save your time. And I know a lot of people on TikTok and everywhere. They say that DHgate has really good reps and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say they have decent reps, but if you and they charge you about like 100 to 300 for a replica MS. But if you want like a quality one, you need to go on Reddit, type in all the keywords, um, do your research. You gotta spend at least like a month or two, actually, realistically, I would say. Um, Read through all the comments, all the posts, reach out to someone through WhatsApp. And so here's what I did. You go on YouTube, you find someone that you know, um, who buys actual real bags, take photos of every corner of the bag that they post in the video, and then make the seller on WhatsApp send the same photos with those angles of the bag so you can verify it yourself. In a way, you're trying to authenticate it as best as you can. And that's what I did. So I actually just ordered a bag yesterday. Um, they said it's gonna take like 15 days to get to me. I don't know how it's gonna look. It's actually my first fake bag, so
Oh,
yeah, I will get back to I will get back and let everyone know. But so I just want to share that.
okay. People are asking for an update on crypto. Any update with that? Because I know you had talked about last time the whole Trump meme coin.
Oh yeah, so I actually I sold it. Uh, I'm not looking forward to the taxes next year because I'm gonna be owing money.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I sold it, and I still hold money in Bitcoin in Ethereum. Ethereum tanked a lot.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's whatever. But I actually wanted to say something about investment last time. This is not, before I say something though, I would say this is not like investment advice. So it's just for entertainment purposes. So do your own research. But if you ladies have some leftover like or saved up coins or money, wait for the stock market to go down more, and then you put a little bit in. You don't buy everything at once. So, for example, if you have like $100 or $1,000 uh, a month or every 6 months, every time the market goes down, you can buy the into the S&P 500. So
Mm.
the ticker, you can Google it. It's called VOO, and that's basically every um, the top 500 companies in America, and that's what people with 401ks they buy those companies as well. So it's very safe. It's not, even though I own crypto, I do not advocate for people to buy that because I know it's risky. So when I say to like buy something, buy stock, buy the S&P 500.
All right. So it looks like your time's up, but thank you so much for that information.
Okay, thank you. Enjoy the concert, T.
Okay, thank you.
Uh,
Bye. Yeah, now with the stocks down, it's definitely the time to buy for some people if you're, if you have it to buy. I mean, eventually it will go back up, but right now it's a mess. People's 401ks are like halfway, a quarter white. Um, Let me go ahead and bring on Leon the God. Go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, it's been a little minute, but I got some good news and some alright news, I guess. So I started back work Monday.
Okay.
Um, it's been exhausting, honestly, from going to not being social and being in my room all day to being around thousands of people. It's it was a culture shock. It was overstimulating. I managed, but definitely not missing my job. They did move me to a new department. Um, so I have a little bit more hands on. I'm not in the truck anymore. So I'm like actually maneuvering my team around. Um, my heel, it definitely still hurts. Like I still can't walk or stand for more than about 40, 45 minutes.
Hmm.
My hip hasn't given me much pain. It's just walking up and down the steps that kind of just gives me discomfort, but not long term pain. But my heel is really what's giving me issues. Um, I wear my ankle brace, my full shift, so I work a 10-hour shift a day. But I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna move forward. Like my doctors have left, appointments open for me to come back, but I don't have like nerve damage on my heel, so there's really nothing they can really do. And I have like more mobility and stability, but that still doesn't like help alleviate the nerve pain that I have. Uh,
So are you
that's
liking the fact that you're not in the truck? Is that a lot better for you then? That you're not
oh
sitting?
no, no, no. I wish I was back in the truck, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, only because it's just so I told y'all I work at O'Hare with United Catering, and it's just exhausting. Like they are very reactive rather than proactive, so they would rather put people in an unsafe situation rather than be like, "Oh, I see this as a problem. Let me fix it before it happens." So since I've been gone, it's been so many changes. It's been so many additional lawsuits. It's honestly gotten worse from when I was there last year, truthfully. Like they've brought in like 3 or 4 trucks to cater that are from New York that have broken down at least 4 times, and I've only been back 2 days.
Wow.
So it's honestly like I have to turn my brain off because if I think about it or try to be proactive, I'm gonna give myself a headache because they would rather just put a band-aid on it on the back end.
Hmm.
So being more hands-on with my team and being more involved in the actual like movement of the pieces is honestly quite like it's I can do it, but I don't. It makes me not like corporate at all. Because in my mind it makes more sense to be more proactive, especially when people's lives are at stakes. Like one of the supervisors just fell off of the back of a truck because the truck that they sent did not have any safety protocol. So there's a button that turns off the truck so that no one gets in it and drives off when they're putting the carts that go on the plane on the truck. Of course, somebody gets in it, drives off, he falls off. He sprains his wrist and might have a possible knee fracture. Not sure yet. It's literally like happened 2 or 3 days before I got there. But again, they're not being proactive. They're just like, oh, okay, you good to work.
Mm.
So it's just kind of one of those things. But it was interesting that you started off by saying what you said about cutting off people because I'm in a very toxic living situation. I live with two of my exes. One of them were great. She works for FEMA, no issues. The other one, it's very controlling, very emotionally manipulative, and mentally abusive, honestly. And
Hmm.
it's getting to a point to where I feel like I'm going insane because she always wants to put her feelings on the forefront and then 2 or 3 days later be like, oh well, how did you feel about blah blah blah? And it's so frustrating, but I don't really have anywhere to go because I'm still in between trying to get my finances together with all this debt I've accumulated. I'm still dealing with this injury, this lawsuit. It's just a lot. Yes, I am poly, but I was not dating these women when I started my living situation.
So you started dating them once you moved in, or I guess I'm confused.
No. Like they're exes from years ago.
Oh, from years ago.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's just been a living situation.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm absolutely single and I've been single since I've lived in Chicago. But it's just she wants to be with me,
Mm,
but I don't want that.
right.
And she don't want me to do anything outside of her, like even with just friends. She feels like if I have friends over, I'm rubbing it in her face, or I'm showing her that I can have fun without her. It's a really, really weird and draining situation, honestly. And it didn't start off that way until I started to branch out and try to make friends once I moved to Chicago, because we all moved to Chicago at the same time.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I hope
Yeah.
you get up out your living situation soon, because that definitely sounds stressful.
Yeah. All right. Got it.
All
Thanks.
right. Thank you for calling in. It was good talking to you.
All right. Later.
Okay, bye. Oh, yeah, that's a lot to deal with there, especially with people who are trying to control you. Let me go ahead and we got some new people here. Let me bring on JY Mitch. Go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Hi T, can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? This is my first time actually getting to talk to you.
Welcome.
Thank you. So I'll be very brief. So I work in the automotive industry in
Uh-huh.
the research and development, and recently they are going to be laying a lot of us off.
Hmm.
And so what's been stressful is that they told us 2 weeks ago, and they're making us wait till next week to find out who gets laid off. But then
Wow.
they want us to work until June in order to get our severance. And I find that frustrating because, like, how much work do you think I'm about to do if I'm on the list to get laid
Right.
off?
Right. They want
And
somebody to still put in work, but then
right,
you may not even be eligible for a severance.
facts. And so, what I was doing some research, and there's a law. I'm in Ohio, and there's a law here where if you're going to do a layoff of 50 or more people,
Mm-hmm.
you have to give them a 60-day notice. Or if you lay them off on the spot, you have to pay them for 60 days. So they're trying to get out of paying, like actually letting us go and paying us the 60 days. Now they're gonna make us work the 60 days instead of just letting us go and getting paid.
Mm. So they're making y'all work it in order to get the severance. So if you end up leaving before then you don't get the severance.
Correct. And I
Wow.
was like, ain't that bad a mess.
Yeah.
So that's been a little stressful because I've been in the automotive industry for almost 10 years now.
Mm.
And it sucks everywhere. It's not good in Detroit. It's not good here in Ohio. So just trying to transition to something new. I don't know what yet. And
Tried applying for other like jobs in other automotive industries, let's say if you're at Ford, have you tried applying at like Toyota or other companies?
no, because they're based in Michigan. I'm trying to stay in Ohio. I have a new baby, so I want to stay here with family.
Mm-hmm.
And so I came from the fashion industry, so I was trying to go over to fashion, but that's dying too.
Ain't no money in fashion. I
I
wouldn't,
know.
yeah.
They
Ain't nobody trying to buy them clothes. They done got
Nope.
plastic with all the bootleg stuff. Fashion is dying. Modeling. Anytime I hear I'm a model, I'm a producer, I'm an exec, broke, and broke. That's all I hear when I hear because there's no money in it. It's just for social media at this point. I would
Yep.
say your best bet right now, if you want to switch industries, is something in the trades.
Okay.
The trades are going to be your best bet because that's one thing that AI has not come for yet is the trades. And I know a lot of people who've been laid off, they literally had to transition. And there's a lot of women in the trades. We have Shanette, she's an electrical, I believe she works with electronics, electricity. Um, there's plumbing, there's and then you don't even have to do like the dirty work. You can also do like the receptionist work in the trades too, where you're like getting the jobs, putting them on the schedule. So I would look at something like that. There's a lot of like jobs in the trades. The only or the other option too is medical. They're always looking
Yeah.
for nurses and stuff like that. It just depends on if you want to go back to school for, a number of years. But like with the trades, that's something quick. You can be certified. My son graduates on the 22nd, so next week. He did
Oh,
a
wow. He's
six,
already
seven,
done?
yeah, yep. He did a 6 to 7 month program, and now he's a certified carpenter. So now he's going through the interview process to be hired on full time. And a
Oh,
lot
that's
of his
amazing.
friends, yeah, a lot of his friends who went to college, a lot of them have either dropped out because they just couldn't maintain, so now they're looking at going into the trade program that he went through. So
That's
yeah,
a really good idea. 'Cause my
yeah.
husband, he went through about 6 weeks training for to be a boiler operator.
Okay.
And so his job ended up paying for it, and he's making good money. And I'm thinking like his kid no machine come turn on and turn off and fix these boilers as they go down. So
Hmm.
I was thinking about maybe going that same route that he's gone down.
Yeah, I mean, it's good money. It's not easy. I'm not gonna act like it's easy work. He comes home dusty and all that stuff like
Yeah.
go upstairs, standing on the shiny floors. But no, it's a lot of work. But he once he gets hired on, he'll be making good money. There's hours. They need people in those lines of work. And you'll make a lot more money and you'll be able to find a lot more work going through the trades than in the fashion industry.
Okay. Thank you for that. I
So,
appreciate
yeah.
that.
Yeah, just hang in there, do what you gotta do at work. You know what I'm saying? It's temporary. Get your severance, you know what I mean? And then from
Hmm.
there, well, while you're still working, just start looking at trade programs in your area. Because a lot of
Okay.
times they do theirs in quarters. So like every 6 months, the new class will come in. So it just depends on your area, but like just start looking because there'll probably be a new quarter coming up for the springtime if you want to join, and then just kind of figure out how you can, work your job and still go to the classes. But they're a lot quicker than even like the colleges. If you're getting certifications, it's literally like 3 to 6 months depending on the program. Then the new group comes in, then the new group comes in. So they move a lot quicker because they need people.
Okay. I appreciate that because I didn't know where to start looking, where to go.
You're welcome. Well, thank you for
Yeah.
calling in. It was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too. Bye.
Okay, bye. Yeah, that is a really good for people who are just struggling and if you don't, like your job, you want to leave. I'm telling you, like, I wouldn't know if I didn't see how Tay went through the program and all the stuff he's learned, all the things that he's now certified in, and like right now he's even trying to apply because there's still new builds being built up over here where we stay. So he even went and got like some of the phone numbers for some of the construction companies over here, to put in his application and stuff like that. So, and like I told him, just take your time, you don't have to jump on the first thing smoking. They want him to start, this other company reached out to him. They want him to start working, doing what is that like concrete, like working on the roads, like road construction. So they've been wanting him for that. But right now he's just doing security. So he's doing security at the Target Center and stuff like that. So he has his part-time security job. But yeah, so they're paying good. Like for him to like start working on roads, they're starting him off at like 23 an hour. But the thing is, he really likes wood because that's what he went to school for was carpentry. So he wants to more or less stick to the wood as opposed to like the concrete and stuff like that. But he said if he needs to, he may take that on. But like I told him, it's no rush. Get, work and do something that you really like. And so he wants to stick more or less to the carpentry. So he's just waiting to hear back and he's still going on interviews. But the fact that he was able to get certified and go through the program, and matter of fact, only one person didn't graduate. She was a meth head. She would just nod off in class. So they ended up kicking her out. But outside of the meth head, everybody else graduated. So congrats to everybody. Well, someone was like, he's like, I've never seen anybody on meth. She would just come to class and just nod off. And I'm like, how can you want to work with heavy equipment and you're on meth? Like, yeah. Unfortunately, it's ravaging the indigenous community in Minneapolis. A lot of them they're on meth. So she would just fall asleep in class and wouldn't know where she was at. So they ended up kicking her out. But everybody outside of her graduated. Let me go ahead and bring on Amani Carter. Amani, go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. I just want to
Your
say I
first
love your
time
channel.
caller.
Yeah, it's my first
Okay.
time calling. So yeah, no, I'm a first time caller. Like I joined the Discord when it opened up because
Oh, wow.
I finally got a new job, so I got more money. I love it. You know,
Congratulations.
thank you. But my get it off my chest is just, y'all, when I tell you life has been lifing, but just in a way, I miss like my family, like the family I grew up with. I'm like
Mm,
around that stage where they're slowly dying off. Like 2020, my godmother died, like the year right before I graduated. So like it just took a toll on me because she meant the world to me. And it was like to the point I didn't even care that I graduated. And it was crazy because that's the one thing she always supported that I did, that she always supported. I got my education.
mhm,
And then, like, my grandma just passed away, like 3 months ago in January. And just going through the healthcare system was a nightmare. Like, they were all so rude. Like, the moment they found out she was old, it was an instant. Like, just go sign a DNR and just let her die. And like my family was like, no, like we can care for her. Like we're willing to do it. We even put money up to do it. And the doctor literally said to my mom's face in front of my grandma, I don't care if you don't have a DNR. I'm still not resuscitating her. I don't care. Like it was just so crazy how
mm,
horrible like we were treated. And then like we put her on hospice and she ended up passing away like right after I got my master's.
mhm.
And it's just been such a whirlwind with just life. And at the time I worked for disability and disability just sucked the life out of me. So I was like, it's just time to move on. And like I'm in a better place now. So like I just want to tell everybody, like just hang on. Like I know things are hard right now, but really, really just hang on because things like have been rough and
Mhm.
like things are slowly getting rougher. But like just keep things going. Like things will eventually get better. You just got to hang on. But like my second thing I did want to say, we just
Mhm.
have an active shooter in my hometown, in my city. I'm in Tallahassee. They had
I
an
seen
active
that
shooter.
in
Yeah, it
Florida.
was yeah, it was an FSU student.
Yep.
They were as a matter of fact, it's a police officer's son that did it. He somehow
What?
got yes, he got a hold of his mom's gun. And one of my brother went to FSU. One of his friends was able to take a picture of the shooter because it was in their student union. So
Okay.
like everybody was so close, and it's just things are just getting so crazy right
It
now.
is.
Like
I know. Did you
everything.
see the video of the guy? Well, somebody, I don't know if it's got a girl, they're on the grass shot and the other person just walking by filming, sipping on their Starbucks.
Yeah, it's like everybody's just so like everybody feels like they live in the Matrix. Like where this is real
I'm
life,
like,
y'all. Like
what?
people are getting shot.
The video just showed me. I'm like, damn, it must be nice to just calmly see somebody shot and wounded and you're just sipping on your Starbucks. I would have been freaking out.
Me
It's like,
too.
it doesn't even feel like reality anymore.
It really doesn't. But like it really doesn't. It just everybody's just living in a matrix and I've just been seeing things. But like no for real, y'all, when I tell you save up money and stock up on food, like I literally had a
Yep.
scary dream some time ago that
Mhm.
something was coming and like that was something that I heard like a voice told me in the wind, like stock up on food and like save up as much money as you can. So that's what I've been trying to do now. But I totally agree with you with the trades. Like I've been trying to learn new skills and everything.
Mhm.
Just to keep myself updated, just in case AI starts replacing a lot of stuff.
Right.
Just in general, just keep myself updated with different skills. I don't care if it's coding, I don't care if it's a trade skill, just something that makes you still marketable.
Yeah.
Because
That's
if
why
things
for
really
me, I'm really trying to get into gardening and making foods. Like physically, I can't be hip, I can't lift 5 pounds, right? I've had shoulder replacements, everything else. I physically cannot do trade work, but gardening, growing your own food. That's why I'm learning how to make bread. Those are all things people need. If the grocery store is shut down, you want to be able to have things to barter. you know what I'm saying, with people and
Yeah.
pop out. So no, you're very right. Just learning other skills outside of the stuff that we're used to learning. Like, oh, I know how to edit. I know how to, take really cute Instagram photos. Well, you can't eat those.
Yeah,
You know
you
what I mean?
really
You can't
can't.
trade editing skills, but you can trade, trade skills. Okay, I can help build a shack. I can, I'm good at plumbing. I can grow food. Like we really had to get back to like really learning hands-on stuff, like how to, especially with food, like how we take care of ourselves, how we sustain ourselves and stuff like that. So I've really just been reading up and just trying to learn so much and just trying to take different classes. And I'm learning it's never too late. One of the ladies that was in my class yesterday in the bread making class, she was like in her 60s. And she said she was taking the class because when she was growing up, her mom made all breads from scratch and they sold it in the community and they canned and all that stuff. And then she says, as grocery stores became more frequent, she lost those skills. So now she's trying to relearn the skills that her mother taught her a long time ago. So I thought that was really interesting when she was saying her little piece in class.
Yeah, and this is just the last point I'm gonna say before I go because I know my dog's staring me down, like, why won't you let me out? But last thing I want to say, especially for those of us, I don't care if you black, white, Asian, Hispanic, if you live in a food desert or in an impoverished area where everyone's lower working class, especially jump on the farming. Because I feel like if things go down, those are the first neighborhoods that are going to get hit. Like I've been trying to pick up farming, even learning like small little nursing stuff, like learning how to do splints, like learning how to do, because I know we used to make fun of them hippies back in the day, but honestly, nowadays, I ain't making fun of them hippies no more. The way the healthcare industry is looking and with all these tariffs, listen, I'm gonna learn how to pick some nettle or pick some mushroom out in the background somewhere and make some type of medicine. Because the way these people are acting out here in all these industries, I really do feel like it's time to start going back to the old ways where we learn to do these things ourselves.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Sis. It was good talking to you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Y'all can stay
Bye.
safe.
Thank you. All right, let me go ahead and we got a lot of calls coming in here. Let me bring on Anetta Loves Purple. Go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Hey T, I just have to say my little baby tea sipper has been yelling in the back for
All right, let me go ahead and spotlight him. Let me see him.
Say
Hey,
hi.
you recognize me because he's turning over like I recognize that voice.
He was too happy every time he was seeing you guys talk. So he has been calming down slowly, but
He's too cute.
that is why I wanted to call, and that's why I'm getting off my chest today. So I enjoy being a mom. It is a great thing, but in this economy, I will say a lot of groups, they always say, oh, apply for WIC or apply for like food stamps. So his father is an engineer. He works for a company out here in California that makes surgical robotics. So like his father specifically makes endoscopes. So like the ones that you get when you get like a colonoscopy and things of that nature. So even though he's an engineer, they don't pay that much, especially living in California. So together we applied for like basic assistance, like food stamps and everything. So when we applied, we said we live in the home together. This is where I'm having like a dilemma of what's going on with the government because we applied for food stamps, we got denied. And then with applying for food stamps, they started to garnish him for child support, basically saying you can't get you can't like basically you have an obligation to pay for your child.
But he's
So
in
he's
the
like,
home, so what do they think he's doing?
so that is what we've been fighting for since I want to say October. We've been fighting for them. They've been garnishing him for child support, but I don't receive it. And we live in the home.
You're not even getting it?
No.
Oh, that's some slick shit.
And when I call, like first they tried to say like, oh, it's in Santa Clara County because that's where I previously lived. Like when we lived up north, now we live down here in LA County. LA County, they don't even answer the phone. They don't have a direct number for you to call. You log on to like the child support like website, and it's like they just tell you to put in the payment information, but there's no information in your case. I get a letter every month saying how much they garnish from him, and it's not even accurate because I can see what he's being garnished every month. But then it's like I haven't received any of that money. So I'm confused. What are y'all doing with our money? Because I got a baby right here. He's chilling. But it's like confusing to me. Like, where's our money going
And
to?
that's the issue with welfare. Welfare was never meant for the family in the home. It's meant
Because
for you being a single mother.
and I
And
don't even receive it. And that's the
yeah,
crazy part about it too. I don't receive any food stamps. And I don't, when I even tried to apply, because I didn't have a job at the time, what initially made me go apply is I was pregnant with my son and I needed additional insurance when I left my job. So we had to, like, they tried to push for us to do, like, oh, either get domestic partnership or get married. And I'm like, yes, that's our goal, but we shouldn't be linked to each other because, like, I don't think you should always think, oh, I'm pregnant, I should just get married. Like, that wasn't our first thought is, okay, we're going to be in all this debt. But now it's like, oh my gosh, like, they're taking his money and I don't know where it's going because it's not going to me. And we were confused. How are you being like, I don't receive any gut, like, I don't get Medi-Cal, I don't get Cal Fresh or Cal Works or
yeah,
anything.
that
So
doesn't.
that's why I've been fighting. They keep saying, "Oh, you get benefits." I'm like, "What benefits?" Like I pay for like a sliding fee scale when I go to the doctor. I don't have insurance, so like what they do is like I have to bring my income for my bakery business, and my boyfriend usually pays for any other additional costs. Like we have a copay. But other than that, I don't have insurance right now in California because I don't qualify for Medi-Cal. But and essentially, they're taking my money, so I'm been a little stressed about it, but I've just been kind of getting different avenues as I've been reaching to people in my church group. They've been having different people who work in like the human health services
Have you gone
offices.
physically down to the office? Have you guys both physically gone with receipts
Yes.
and everything?
So he has a family lawyer that we've like reached out to. So they've kind of just set us a court date, but that is until June. So I'm like, it's kind of like until then he's kind of been just getting garnished. So we kind of
Yeah.
have to wait her at the mercy of, okay, his lawyer said they can keep garnish it, but they have to repay it back. But who is this saying that they're gonna pay it back?
It
So
just sounds like they're a scam. Cali's running out of money. California is
yes.
saying this forever. They're broke. So at this point, they're trying to do whatever. But one thing I will always tell people, if you are a small family and you have a man in the household, do not apply for any type of assistance. I know it's too late
No.
in y'all's case because
Yeah.
you're not going to get it because the man is in the home. Welfare was meant to keep the man out of the home. That's
Yeah.
why even back in the day when women would apply for welfare, they would come and do checks in the home and see if the man was there, living there. They would send people
Mm.
like spies, and if your man was there at night or whatever and you got caught, they would remove your benefits. So welfare is never a family situation because what they want you to do, being a single mother, they want you to apply so then they can start garnishing him. But when y'all come together as a family and say, we need help, we need food stamps, we need Medicaid, they're going to deny you and say, well, you have a man in the household. No. So just
Yeah.
for other people in here, understand that if you are with your baby's father, your husband, whatever, and y'all are falling on hard times, it doesn't even make sense to apply as a family because you're not going to be approved.
No,
That-
not at all. I'm like, I'll tell people be cautious of it, or
yeah, but
even
for
like
them to be garnishing him and then you're not getting the money is nonsense. So
nonsense.
y'all
Like,
have to figure that out because that's straight theft. Because whatever they're taking from him, if it's supposedly for child support, it needs to come directly to you. And the fact that they haven't set up any type of electronic benefits card for you so you can get your child support. They haven't
mhm.
set up any type of bank account so it can be directed, direct deposit. Because when I was getting child support, it goes straight into my, Wells Fargo bank account.
No. So
I mean,
that's
all
see
that was
that.
set up. So that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I've been like, I'm gonna move back to
Even the
Michigan.
baby is stressed. Look at him laying down like, I'm tired. I was tired of these of this all these games too. I feel you.
Yes, he said I
He's
want to go to
tired.
the science center, and they playing around. But
Well,
I
good luck
thank
with
you so
everything.
much.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely
like,
stay on top of them.
mhm.
Stay, with the lawyer, but they're gonna have to produce something because that makes no sense for them to set them up on child support, but then they don't set you up with your bank account to get the money deposited. That they're
Yeah,
straight
that's
scamming you guys.
yeah, that's where I'm like, I'm just praying on the situation. I constantly call. They always say, "Oh, you have to wait 5 No, I call on Mondays, Wednesdays, and tomorrow I will call again."
Yeah,
But thank y'all for today. He said Elliot wants his coins.
I know that's right. Run me my money.
But
Thanks for
thank
calling
you.
in. Okay, it
Yes.
was good talking to you, sis. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
That is a shame. I've never heard of nothing like that. They are straight scamming. See, Kelly done went broke and they trying to get their coins anywhere they can. Let me go ahead and bring on Outback Daddy. Go ahead and unmute your microphone. Oh, I don't know why it's not letting me it's not allowing me to unmute you. Okay, let me go on to Whitney the therapist. Go ahead and unmute your microphone. Outback, you might have to go out and come back in.
Hey T, hey everybody.
Hey Whitney, how are you?
I'm great. I'm ecstatic right now. I gotta talk my shit a little bit, so I'm gonna come on camera to do that. I just want to show y'all something. So this came in, and then this came in. And so
Congratulations.
thank you. I defended my dissertation yesterday successfully, and so
Good.
I am set to graduate in about a month.
Wow.
So
Congratulations.
thank you. Thank you. It's been a long time coming. I have literally been in school for the past 10 years.
Mm,
Like soon as I turned 30, I kept watching everybody walk across the stage, getting their degrees, and I was just like, I don't even have one other than my high school diploma. And so I was like, I'm gonna go back to school and I'm gonna just go all the way. And so throughout the 10 years, there have been a lot of challenges, but God has been there. He has pushed me through, and I am at the finish line. And also, my baby, my 22-year-old daughter, is graduating as well. So we're
that's
both
awesome.
graduating this semester.
Now, what
So
did she go to school for?
so she went to school at Alabama State University. So that's my only child. She's away at college for criminal justice. She's
Okay.
always wanted to be a lawyer, like literally since elementary school. And
Mhm.
so that's her plan to go into law.
Well,
So
congratulations to her as well.
I'm super excited. I want to say thank you so much for allowing me to post my information in the Discord
Mhm.
to get participants. And thank you to every participant. If you're on this call, if you're not, for participating in my study, I am going to post the link so that everybody can read it.
Okay.
Um, and so I'm super excited. I don't even know how to feel because yesterday I cried so much. Because it's been like the last literally 2 years I had to pay for school out of pocket because I
Mhm.
had maxed out on my student loans. And so I'm just glad that I've been able to get to this point, pay my school out of pocket and not have to pay out of pocket for my daughter.
Mm.
I was paying for her at first, but she was able to get the RA position. So that allowed me to pay for my school out of pocket. And so, like, I ask God for everything that I have thus far, and He has given it to me for the past 10 years. And so
Amen.
I'm super excited about this.
Well, we're super excited and happy for you. So congratulations. It definitely sounds like it
Thank
was a
you.
journey and it was a journey well worth it because we need more Black therapists.
Yeah, it is a journey. So I'm glad to be stepping into the role of professor, hopefully soon once I get, a job as a professor. But I really want to encourage more people to get into the field of therapy, well, of counseling or social work, because we need more Black therapists out there.
Mhm.
There's not a lot, and we definitely need more male Black therapists.
Mm.
Because I mean, it's only so much that I can, counsel a male, but it's only so much that I know because I'm not a male, so
Right.
we need more Black male therapists out there.
Well, hopefully that, that might spark somebody in here, who's thinking about changing careers and stuff like that. So that might be something they end up looking into. So
Right.
that.
Right. Yeah, this field is more white dominant. And
Mhm.
so to have more Black therapists is a good thing. Therapy is not a bad thing. It is challenging to get into the field because you have to navigate a lot of different areas. But once you get in and you get support from other Black therapists, it's easy. You can make the money and you can kind of create your own path in this. Like I have a private practice. I work in a hospital. I'm about to start doing supervision for interns. I also about to try to do professor. And so it's a lot of different avenues, once I open myself up to it, and it's created the life that I have now. So
Good. Well, congratulations once again, and thank you for letting us know.
thank
Let's
you. Thank
update
you.
you.
Y'all can call me Dr. Brown now.
No, that's right. Dr. Brown. Well, thank you so much. It was good hearing from you, sis.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye. That is amazing. That's an amazing achievement. And I'm so glad that we're here to witness that. Congratulations. Let me go ahead and bring on B Stokes Styling. Go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Hey T,
Hello.
I just wanted to say first of all, I never get to make it to lives because I am in Germany right now. So it's
Oh, okay.
12:30 a.m. here. So I'm just glad to actually be in the building.
Well, I'm glad you could join us. What are you doing in Germany?
My husband is military, so
Okay.
we're stationed here. And I just wanted, as far as get off your chest, as a military spouse, these are some scary times for us. I don't know, you know,
Mm-hmm.
day to day, if something is going to change. We are burning down relationships with allies left and right.
Mm.
So all I can do is just stay prayed up. I ask that y'all stay prayed up just for this country, because you know we know that these things have trickle down effects all around the country, whether it's with food or whether it's with tariffs or things like that. But sometimes we forget about the men and women who are literally sacrificing their lives to uphold our country even when they don't agree.
Yeah.
So I but other than that, blessed, highly favored. I can't complain because regardless of it, um it's a blessing to be over here in Germany because I don't necessarily feel the day-to-day weight
Mm-hmm.
of the administration. I can kind of be a little bit removed, but at the same time, not so much. So that's all I wanted, just
So
wanted to
is
tell
there like
everybody just,
anything that you're noticing in Germany, like as far as like how they feel about the Americans and the stuff that's going on here, what work
well,
being done?
well, in general, I stay kind of in our own base and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
when you leave base, of course, you don't announce that you're, an American soldier. You don't wear your, as far as like soldiers, they don't wear their uniforms out into the economy or anything like that. And
Mm-hmm.
you just, you know, you kind of stay low profile.
Mm.
You kind of stay low profile. That's all I can say about that. So it's just, that we're kind of being looked at crazy as a whole, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
I can only
yeah.
imagine. Well, thank you for stepping up and joining us on the Zoom. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. I've been a supporter for many, many years now. And it's just, I'm happy to be able to be in the Discord, even though I'm not always super active. I'm always like lurking and stuff like that. So I just want to come and say hi. And I got my plaque from the Millie party, even though I couldn't be there. I was like, I want a plaque just to
Oh,
represent.
good. I'm glad
So
you're able to get one.
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So again, congrats for that as well. And hey
Thank you.
to all the other tea sippers. And oh, and just like one more thing in general, with me being over here, I've been really working on my business. I make wigs for cancer patients and veterans.
Okay.
And so that's been its own kind of like, you know, advertising, doing all that kind of stuff. It's a headache in itself, but it's fulfilling when I get that client that feels like themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That is the best feeling. But so that's been its own stressor since being over here in Germany and trying to make sure I maintain my business stateside. But again, I can't complain because everything's gonna work out the way it's supposed to.
Amen. Well, thank you so much for calling in again, and thank you for your service and your husband's service as well.
Thank you.
All right. We'll talk to you later, sis. That's awesome. I'm glad she was able to stay up and pop into the Discord. Let me go ahead and bring on Little Momo. Go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Hi T, can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
I am good. Long time no talk.
I know it's been a while.
Yes, I'm like, oh, 5 minutes is not enough to fill you in, girl. But first off, you better have a blast at the Kendrick Lamar concert because I'm jealous.
Thank you. I think it's gonna be like we're the first tour. His first tour date is in Minneapolis, so I'm excited for it.
Oh man, that's so dope. Like you take a lot of pictures, a lot of videos. I know I've been MIA, but so much has been going on. I would show my face on camera, but I'm a hot mess right now. Talk about gardening. I'm out here kind of cleaning up my little area. Got some chiles over here. I got some tomatoes. I have an avocado tree, a cherry tree.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm over here just looking a hot mess, and but uh it's been a lot, team. I'll start with the good news.
Mhm.
I, I am married.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
When did you
Yes.
get married?
March 14th.
Okay, nice.
Yes, yes. It was, oh my gosh, March wedding. And I planned it all. I was my wedding planner, my decorator. I was the coordinator, everything,
Oh,
because
wow.
yeah, it was a lot. I'm trying to get my business going more. Because I started off with balloons. And it's just been kind of little things pop up here and there, and it's like, well, kind of do it all now because my family does a little, we're all talented and just have different abilities. So I'm like, hey girl, well, if you could do this, or hey brother, can you do this? Like, so we all kind of team up, and it's been very interesting. First and foremost, March weddings are crazy in Cali. um 24 hours before, we got hit with like rain for 30 minutes and a 40-mile-per-hour wind.
Oh,
um
wow.
Yeah, it was out in the ranch. And so we already had to move everything because it was an outdoor wedding. We had to move it under two tents and they split
Mhm.
open. I was getting my nails done because, I was a bride.
Mhm.
And my cousin was literally holding on to the tents. She had 1% on her phone. And she was like, she called her husband. She's like, all hands on deck now. So everybody had to rush back.
Oh
Oh
my
my God.
God.
Yes, things had to be replaced and washed, but you know what? 24 hours later, you could not tell none of that happened. So thank
Oh,
baby Jesus.
well, that's good. I'm glad it all worked out either way.
Yes, yes. But I just want to say thank you. Like, I know I've been MIA, but you really are someone who's helped me get through so much. Like, I'm first started following you. Um, I came across you. It was, I don't even know if it was a real, because I don't even know if they were popping back then, but it was when COVID when COVID hit.
Mhm.
And Ryan from Black Ink Chicago.
Okay.
There, yeah, it was a post. I don't know if he tagged you in it or something. You were talking about COVID. I started following you since then. And
Oh,
girl,
I didn't know Ryan's fine ass tagged me in something. Okay.
yeah,
See, I did not realize that.
yes, Mr. Ryan Henry had posted something, and I was like, ooh, I was like, okay, who's this girl? And I was like, because I thought she was one of his pieces. I was like, let me check her out.
Because I think I've messaged him before or something like that and posted him because I used to have a big crush on him. So that is so funny. I didn't know that he ended up tagging me. Okay, Ryan.
Yeah, it was something about the weather and like it was something conspiracy wise, but it was something like the weather and like you were just
Mhm.
I don't remember the topic because like I'm not really not into like being on social media unless you're live or I'm watching you. I might yeah, my life's been crazy, but so you've been touching on a lot of topics and I can't 5 minutes is not enough, but I just thank you because a lot of the things that you talk about, like from the sirens, from disability, from, just I remember the native you did a Spotify on the
Oh yeah,
native.
with the Native Americans.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. And
Misty.
at the time I lost my dad and I'm part from the Yokut tribe. And so it was just something where like you made me look more into my family history. And it was just like when I needed things to like divert my attention from like just being emotional, like
Hmm.
you were somebody who like I don't know you, but like, girl, you helped me. Like, you were like my therapy. You're my sister. And like, it was just so crazy. But recently, when you were talking about like all the disability insurance, when that one CEO, when he got killed, he got shot.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I got injured in November. And I worked retail. I've been with them. I was with them for almost 7 years. And long story short, they fired me, and I've been in and out of work. And man, it's just been so hard because I can't lift. I have restrictions. Sorry, uh, sorry, it's
Okay.
gonna get out a lot at once. But basically, I have two herniated discs in my neck.
Mm-hmm.
And they're, I don't know about anatomy, but I know it was the C5 through C7, and so it radiates down my arm. Um, I'm looking at surgery, but also recently in January, um, I I don't know, just felt some pain, and it was very similar to what I'm already like going through. And so my lower back is jacked up, and I got an MRI coming out for that. So I'm hoping it's not more herniated discs, because I was working two jobs to try to leave the company because I was not treated right. But I loved what I did. And having a child that has some health problems, it was it was convenient for me to stay there because I was able to have the schedule I needed for my kid. And now I'm just kind of regretting it, and because I can't get that time back. Um, but I just thank you, because when I am depressed, like, you and the T sippers get me through some really tough times, man. Like, I'd be wanting to like drink, or just think so positive or negative, I mean, and be angry, think angry about the company or the people that I've worked with. And sometimes it affects my mood with my kids, and I'm able to just be like, hey, I'm watching Lovely Tea, like, give me an hour, give me 2 hours, I'll be back. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. Miss talking to you, and it's good to see you. And I hope that you feel better before the concert. I see you, Marquis, and just love you. Thank you, Tea Sippers. And I'll talk to you later, Tea.
All right. Thank you. It was good talking to you and catching up. And, congratulations once again on your marriage. And I hope everything with your MRI and your back and stuff all work out.
Thanks, Tea.
All
You have a
right.
good one.
Bye.
Bye.
That is so sweet. I just hope everything ends up working out. I'm glad you guys liked the documentary. We'll have to do a call-in show. We're finishing some stuff on the app. So hopefully this time, once we do the call-in show, we'll be able to get the audio off of there. Because I'm supposed to do another test with Ahmed. Tay. Oh, he must be leaving. I'm supposed to do another test on the app with Ahmed. So I do want to do a call-in show about the mermaids and sirens just because it's such an interesting topic. So I'll definitely keep y'all posted on that. Let me go ahead and bring on Cancer Moon Goddess. Go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Hey y'all, can y'all hear me?
We can. How are you?
Oh, girl, I'm trying to hang in there. I have not been able to eat in 2 weeks. I don't know what's going on. Having a flare up in my stomach.
Oh, wow.
And it's so hard to like advocate. I don't know, like this world is just ghetto. I don't know what's going on with these doctors and medications. Like I've literally had to be a secretary. I'm like going off on these people like this is what caused me stress in the first place. Being in a call center. This is y'all job. Why am I calling y'all to find out where my medication is? Or to figure out I had to call the doctor's office. They to get the authorization. They never CVS never contacted the doctor to tell them that they need an authorization for the medication. Then when you get the authorization, oh, the medication on back order for 2 weeks. I'm
I
just
know you
like,
were talking about that yesterday in the Discord,
yeah,
medications not coming and a lot of the stuff coming from China.
exactly. And I was trying to figure out how to raise my hand for the longest. I don't know how to this thing work. It don't work. So to talk about the medication, because it's really been hard. Like I have 4 medications on back order. And it's been like for 2 weeks that they're still saying, oh, we don't have it, or it's coming, it's coming. So this has been crazy. And then
And
I
this is
had to
all the
get,
pharmacies? Like, have you tried other pharmacies, like outside of like Walgreens or Walmart?
well, you got to go with the insurance. So I'm on Medi,
Oh,
Medicare, and
okay.
Medi-Cal.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they're contracted with CVS.
Okay, so
The
you can
insurance
go
I
to
have.
them.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have Community Health Group, but it's Community Health Group Advantage. So
Okay.
I tried to bring it to Walgreens and it was like, oh, you're gonna have to pay $1,500. I was like, absolutely not. I'm like, I've been taking the same medication. Even with CVS, it's like you have to do the authorizations or something because it's like they'll take it off and then it's like, oh, you have to pay. Absolutely not. I don't know what y'all doing, but y'all better get the same person or figure it out because I've been on this medication for years and I didn't have to pay. So why all of a sudden I have to pay? So they're doing janky stuff behind the scenes. Well,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't pay attention, you're gonna end up paying. Like my friend paid for. I was like, girl, why you pay for your medicine if you wasn't been paying? She was like, because I'm in pain. I was like, no, they're doing something. You need to figure out what's going on with the insurance. So
Right.
it's just been a mess. Even when we went to remember I got sick coming out there for the Millie party.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, that ambulance bill was like $1,800. That hospital bill, I said, oh, y'all gotta be twisted. Y'all better figure it out. I said, Medi-Cal, Medicare go around the world. Y'all better figure out this bill. So they got the ambulance bill taken care of, but I'm still working on the hospital bill.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's been crazy.
But if you're on Medicaid, ain't you supposed to just cover it all free?
Exactly. That's what I'm like, what is going on? But they keep
Right.
billing me. And they're talking about collections and all this stuff. Like, y'all can't do that. I'm on state and federal. Y'all better figure it out. Even though it was in another state, but still, y'all should be able to figure that out. Why do I have to keep calling these people and doing all of this? Is not my job. This is
Right.
why I had a nervous breakdown in the first place. Like I'm done with insurance. I used to work for the Hartford. That's why I got put out. A disability that it was mine. Like I had a nervous breakdown. So I'm just like, why do I have to do everybody's job? They're like so lazy now. I
Yeah.
literally
They're
called.
understaffed too.
Yeah, that too, because I literally called today and was like, did y'all get my referral? They said, oh yeah, we got it. So why didn't nobody call me? And then I can't see the stomach doctor until May. And the ER is like, well, it's nothing we could do. It's in like my stomach's inflamed and they won't do anything. They're like, you have to see your specialist. And I can't get into May. So I could be sitting here with bowel instruction or something, and y'all just don't care.
You
I
might
was
have
like,
to
y'all
go
not
to
gonna.
the ER if it gets bad.
Yeah, if I
A
can't,
lot
I've
of
been
times I
dealing.
just, and especially if you have Medicaid, it's going to be covered. So I would just go to the ER if it gets to that point. I wouldn't wait until May.
Yeah, I'm not. If it gets worse, my sister's gonna make me go because she's like my caretaker. But she
Hmm.
she was like, if you get worse, you're just gonna have to sit there for 10 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, I'm thinking about it because like I'm been in pain. I can't eat. I lost 10 pounds. I know the weight is good to lose, but I'm hungry.
Yeah. You want to lose it naturally and healthy, not
Naturally,
because it's,
yeah. I'm like,
yeah.
okay, I'm losing my weight, but I'm kind of hungry over here. I have no energy. I'm tired. I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all I wanted to say, y'all. I wanted to say hi. I'm still hanging in there.
All right. Well, keep hanging in there. Thank you for calling in and, definitely take care of yourself.
Yes, and have fun. Can't wait to see the pictures because I wanted to go to Kendrick Lamar, but crowds and people, anxiety, and it's just too much for me.
Yeah. No, I definitely get it.
All right, have a blessed day, y'all.
Okay. Thank you, sis.
All
Bye.
right.
All right, let me go ahead and let's see, it's 5:47. We're gonna go to about 6. Let me go ahead and bring on Shanette. Shanette, go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Hi,
Hey sis, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing great. First things first, I every single time I come into Zoom, I hear a lot of people talk about getting laid off. I'm scared, don't know what to do, but
Mhm.
you always ask about the trades. I know it's scary. Just go. Just go. This is my background. I have a bachelor's and a master's in health. I originally wanted to do pre-med, went into pharmaceuticals, did that for 10, 15 years before I was flat out told, oh, we're not going to promote you because you don't have the experience. Yet I'm the one training the people above me.
Wow.
So I met a man, my baby daddy, and he's a lineman. He was telling me for years, go into the trades, the money is better. And I said, no, I'm fine. I got my degree. I'm going to make it in corporate America. When I found out that my director would not promote me, I said, fuck this, I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I got into the trades. I took the leap. I hesitated for 6, 7 years because I was scared. I didn't know it, but I took the leap. And I kid you not, I've been in 7 years now. Because I switched careers when I was 35, 36. I'm 44 now.
Mm-hmm.
And best decision ever. Financially, I think so many of you have heard me say before, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need my baby daddy's child support. I'm good. But I just filed child support because it's what my daughter is entitled to.
Right.
As T has mentioned, the trades are dangerous. So I have to get that insurance in case something happens to me. But that's just what I wanted to say is if you don't know and you're scared, look to the trades. It's not all glory and it is dangerous, but it is so worth it to not have to worry about, am I going to have a job? Because guess what? Everything might be switching to AI. They still can't replace carpentry, building houses. How many houses?
Human hands. You can now replace
Exactly.
human hands.
Exactly. Repair. And the things that I have learned in the trades, I fix the repairs myself in my own damn house. The amount of money I have saved,
Mm-hmm.
do it. Just do it.
Now,
So,
Twisted Tsunami was saying in the chat that she tried to encourage her nephew to go into the trades just because of like my son's story, but her brother was upset. Why do you think that is that some people like just have this negative attitude towards the trade? Because I think for what I'm seeing now, I'm not saying this about Twisted's family, but I'm seeing like low-key jealousy. Like people feel away because they get paid a lot of money, or you can start your own business. And I think for so long they demonized the trades and made it seem like, oh, people only go into the trades if they're high school dropouts or criminals. And they're saying that that's not what that is. And I think it's making a lot of blue collar workers feel away.
yes. One thing also you got to remember is the trades is still a lot of old white men. We aren't too far off from the civil rights movement. So you still have, it's an old boys club. So it's not going to be easy. Yes, there is the jealousy because I hear it at my job where the office people, the engineers, where they're like, oh, well, you're just an electrician. You work and anything outside your hours is double time. I'm like, yeah, you had the same opportunity I did. So don't get mad at me because your manager did not give you a good performance evaluation, so you're not getting the raise that you feel that you deserve. My raise every year is guaranteed per my contract with my union and my city, the employer that I work for. So like I said, it's not, the money is good, but just like every job, there are positives and there are negatives. You got to figure out what works for you and forget the bullshit, forget the negatives. Just stick to the positives and that will take you far. So far. Because I know when I got in being a Black female, coming from the healthcare industry, I had so many men look at me and they're like, oh, you were just an affirmative action hire. You were just a DEI. Until I got in their face. I was like, look, I don't give a shit what you think about me. I am here now. Teach me what you know. Teach me what you know. And when they wouldn't teach me, all I said was like, well, I guess you don't know shit then. I'm just going to move on to the next journeyman. I was ruthless like that because I ain't going to be failed out. No. But you have to advocate for yourself in the trades. And that's what I did to the point where now I would like to say I'm respected by my peers to where I am giving back. I teach transformers what they are, how they operate, the different kinds that are out there.
Mm.
A lot of the apprentices, they come to me and they're like, I'm not understanding this. I'm like, okay, let's take it down to the basics. What is it? I give back to my apprenticeship, but it frustrates me how I hear so many people. It's like, well, I want to hear about this. I'm not sure about that. Just do it. You're not going to regret it. Like, you cannot replace hands. You can't. You really can't. So, best decision I ever made. And I live in Washington State in the Seattle area. Super expensive. A 2-bedroom out here, easily 900 square feet, $2,500
Yeah.
a month. And I've seen landlords ask for first month, last month, and the deposit.
Yep. All
And
three.
they're also asking for a credit score of at least 750. I'm like, what the fuck is you asking all this for? If people have all of that, you think they're going to be going looking for an apartment? No, they're going to be, oh, I'm done. Sorry.
No, but thank you so much, Shanette. I think a lot of people needed to hear that. So I always
Yep.
appreciate you calling in, especially from a female's point of view. Because like I said, I had to kind of get over that when he first came to me and said he wanted to go to the trades. I'm like, but you got the University of, Duluth wanting you. You can go there, you can play basketball. And he's like, I've been playing basketball since second grade. I don't want to play basketball anymore. I don't want to go into college and get into debt. He was like, no, I want to get into the trades. So at that point, I'm like, you know what? If that's where your heart is, I'm gonna support it. So now let's figure out what part of the trades, because there's so many different, and I went with him to that first carpentry meeting because I'm like, what is carpentry? Like what does that consist of? And I was there, and when I found out so many things that carpenters make and build, and I mean, from hospitals to there's carpenters who just work on building doors and steps and homes, and it's so much like you're never going to be out of work. So I really appreciate you just sharing that information. All right, we'll talk to you later, sis. All right, let me go ahead and bring on Terry Ross. Go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Hey T, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. Good news and update. So I did find an apartment, which is good, and I'm set to move June 13th.
So you
So I'm
got your
excited about.
place?
Yes,
Good.
so I'll be moving June 13th, which I am excited about, but at the same time, um, overwhelmed because it's it's a lot between moving and then also. Primarily, I think I'm overthinking a lot of things, primarily because I have ADHD and I need to go back and see what doctor and get medication. But aside from that, I've been working on that. But besides that, yeah, and I also want to say thank you for your advice last time as well too, because that was helpful as well.
Good.
Um, and also I won't be in a medical center, which I think would be better for me mentally to kind of unwind and de-stress away from work. For what reason, I just don't like being too close to work. As far as to kind of, I don't know, mentally, if I'm away and physically away from work, I can actually unwind and be at peace. But one thing I do want to jump on real quickly is one thing I was thinking of. I was watching an old show years ago. It was called The Colony. And within that, it was pretty much taking people from different, and this pretty much is touching upon trades and also pretty much touching on kind of where we are. So in the experiment, they had psychologists, they had people primarily who worked in, who pretty much were narrating everything. And the whole experiment was to see how people would barter if the world was to come to a crisis.
What was
And
the show called again? You said Colony?
yeah,
Oh, I was
You
on
can
there one of them episodes. You'll see me in the background.
really
Yeah, a lot of people hit me up. I forgot what season. Maybe season 5.
was it
I'm at the bar. This is
okay?
Batman. Yep, I did background work on Colony for a few because I thought I heard you say Colony, but then when you were describing, I was like, I was on that show before. Yeah, it's like when they ended up they're like in the bar, like in I guess in the future. I don't know, but I'm that's me by the bar.
No, no. The one I'm talking about, they only had like 2 seasons, but it was called The Colonist. And basically, the experiment is to see how people will react in a crisis mode. And they even had people who will even petition and even pretty much challenge their psychological safety and really put them in the mindset of being in a crisis. So, what's really important about it is people who were handymen and people who were from engineers, stuff like that, they was able to really be able to take nothing and turn into something and be able to survive. Even people who are nurses. What I learned from that is a lot of people who have trades, they was able to really survive and make something in that type of environment versus if you pretty much have worked in a simple 9 to 5 job. So yeah, that's one of the things I was thinking about. And honestly, it was an interesting experiment to watch as well too. But aside from that, I just want to say I love to love you. I appreciate your time, your energy, and
You.
you enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. Well, thank you and good luck for your moving on the 13th. Hope everything goes smoothly and thank you for updating us.
All right, will do.
Okay. Bye. All right, let me go ahead and bring on Rose. Go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Hey T.
Hey sis, not you thinking a lineman is a linebacker. I'm like clown.
I know, I'm sorry. I be having those weird moments. I don't know. To be fair, to be in my defense, anyway, I got my first I got my first injection, or I injected myself with that, the GLP-1, the semaglutide.
The
Like,
Ozempic stuff?
yeah, but it's
Okay.
generic, of course. But yeah, so I just been like I'm not craving anymore. My mind and my gut are disconnected, but like I still have to figure out how to get like protein that I can just snack on and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just still figuring that part out. But anyway, you hit the nail on the head with like watching who was in your circle, right?
Yeah.
I had not spoken to my dad. I mean, I take long periods because he's African and Jamaican parents. Yeah, so he called me last week because he needed help. He needed to get somebody to mow the lawn. So he's still at his house. And I was happy to oblige. And we had a nice, pleasant conversation about everything that's going on right now, what we've all been talking about. So we had a pleasant conversation. I wanted to just keep it on the surface. You know what I'm saying? Not get too deep because he just likes to go off on a tangent. And anyway, he called me this morning and he led off the conversation with, my kidneys are failing. And I was like, my stomach kind of dropped a little bit, but only a little bit, because he told me his kidneys were failing 2 years ago. He's been diabetic for like several years. And he doesn't he's an RN, but RNs, they can be the worst patients. They don't follow their own advice that they tell, people to do. And it's like he can do things, you know what I'm saying? Just do something. Just make some kind of progress. Don't just lay in the bed all day. I mean, I just don't understand that. And I never thought I would get to a point where I'm I'm the adult, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like, dang. And he just not, that's the reason why I left, and that's the reason why him and my mom are physically like separated, because he just does not want to do better for himself. He doesn't want to work on himself because I guess it's too hard. It's just easy to blame other people. And me and him were close, because I still cry. Like, I still cry because I miss him. Like, my dad wasn't abusive to me when I was a child at all. He was the greatest dad. I'm so glad about that. But now it's like once I got into adulthood, he expected me to be the parent, and he was just really like abusive, like mentally and emotionally, and it knocked me down so low. Like I had to just get away because and mental health is just like it's serious. But but I do still feel for my dad, and you know what I'm saying, and as far as like, and I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but as far as like finding a job, I haven't got anything. Like I haven't heard too much back from any of the jobs in Houston, so I am applying back home in Dallas. Anyway, because I may as well, and then I'm starting to get callbacks from my old workplace in Dallas. So I don't know, but then it's kind of like I'm still not, if he's not going to change, I'm still not interested in him latching on to me. You know what I'm saying? Like being independent, especially if he's not going to do anything with his life. Like I was running that household by myself, and that's not my house, So it's just things like that. But I more so was just doing that just so I can. My mom was suggesting to just go back home and live in a 2-bedroom with her, so we can split the bills and do what's most economically sound. And I don't want to go back home. I love living on my own. I love Houston, but it's kind of like I got to do what's best for me. And I don't know. This
Are
year
you the only child?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah. So it seemed like this year is a year of like testing my adulthood because, and then superficially, like, I was supposed to go to a concert today, but I was like, okay, all this crap is going on. We don't know what's going to happen the next day. Let me just hold on to my coins and just kind of stay home because, it's getting real. My workplace is having a hiring freeze. So it's something that I just really have to be practical, you know what I'm saying? And do that. But that was just basically me venting. I still love that man. I love him more than life, but you know what I'm saying? I have to cut out the toxicity because I'm no good to anybody else if I'm being dragged down,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No, you have to do what's best for you at the end of the day. You're grown, and if you feel like you want to be out on your own and have your own space, I mean, I would do that rather than moving back in with a parent and then you feel like you're forced to be the parent or take care of them or everything ends up on you. So I think, you're just doing what you have to do and you don't have to make any apologies for that.
right. Real quick question, T. I see you, Marky. I'm sorry. So I have been doing interviews this week. Advice. What do I need to? I'm trying not to get into salary negotiations or anything like that. If I'm just interviewing, like, what's a good way to kind of like take the conversation away from it so we can just so I can just kind of move past that, and then they can come to me with a number because that's how I think.
What's a good way to move away from salary negotiations?
Yeah, you know how you would be on like the recruiter or just it's the first interview in a round of interviews and they ask you what kind of salary are you looking at? Like how do I kind of steer it away without it being too obvious because I know what you're saying, Marky, but like if I give them a number, that can make or break the chances of me getting follow-up interviews. So that's kind of why I need that advice.
Yeah, I'm not a good person to ask that because I literally, when I was applying for jobs 10 years ago, we didn't have recruiters and all that stuff. And they didn't, and basically they would have like the salary range before you would apply. So usually once you got the job offer, then at that point there's negotiation. So I don't know, things are different now. So I would say the chat can help you with that because I honestly, I didn't even know about Indeed and all these recruiters, you know what I mean? So I'm not the best for that type of information, but I would just say that if you don't want to talk about salary, I would not, if I were you, I wouldn't bring it up. Now, if they bring it up, you should have a ballpark figure in your mind of what that job pays.
Yeah, I do.
So,
I do. It's
yeah,
just
I wouldn't go over it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so sounds good. But thank you, T, for listening to me, and
Definitely.
thank you. Much love. I love my garden is flourishing.
Oh yeah, I like that. I just seen the hydroponic plant containers that you have. That was really cool.
Yeah, I love it.
Really
I've
nice.
been sharing it in the Discord. But yes, thank you so much, T. It's great to hear from you.
All right, sis. We'll talk to
All
you
right.
later. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, let me go ahead and bring on Anissa. Anissa, go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Oh, hey, lovely T.
Hey, Anissa, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Oh my goodness. Actually was not expecting to be called. I was like, oh, let me just see if I could talk to you for a little bit. But thank you. I'm a little out of breath because I'm rushing trying to get to work tonight. So I'll be quick. Let's see. Well, I have good news first off. I got into nursing school. I found out this
Congratulations.
past Monday. Thank you. I'm so excited because I applied to a nursing school maybe 2 years ago now, and I didn't get accepted, and it kind of put me down a little bit. I was still like I persevered, still kept going, but I literally joined the military just to go to nursing school. So this is like I'm just really excited. Um, let's see, and then oh Lord, not me losing my train of thought. Um, your first conversation when you first got on is so true about watching your circle and everything like that. The last live stream I wanted to talk about this book I was reading. It's called The Gift of Fear by Gavin D. Becker. I don't know if anybody has read it or heard about it, but it's a book about basically trusting your intuition and your discernment, and how by doing that you can basically save your life, your own life, and kind of see like violent indicators in people. One thing that he said, and which kind of just brought chills to me, is human beings are the only creatures that will literally put themselves in a dangerous position just to prove a point. Whether that point is to, make somebody feel good, or, oh, I don't want to be that person, or, oh, I doubt that they're going to do that, or that they're that person. And then, they start thinking like, oh, that's just my anxiety and everything. But he says in the book, with intuition, it's like there's no questions, there's no, sidebar commentary in your head. You just know to either get out of that situation or, redirect it or something like that. So I definitely recommend the book, especially for women. I started reading it after your video, hearing about the the three girls in Colombia, and then the Indian girl, I forgot her name, who still hasn't been found. Yes. So that really is what got me to reading it. And not to victim blame or anything, obviously, because I don't know what those girls were going through or anything, or even down to like the Shanquella Robinson case. I don't know if there were indicators, but I would bet that each one of those girls probably thought, maybe I shouldn't go with these people, or, maybe I should like pass and whatever. But then they put those feelings to the side because, they just wanted to have fun, or, oh, I'm just thinking too much. So yeah, that's really what I just wanted to talk about, and just recommend that book to people. It talks about
Can you put it in
workplace
the chat
violence.
too when you get a chance?
Oh, yes, I can. Yeah. It talks about workplace violence, intimate relationship violence. Basically, it just gives indicators. He calls them pins, but they're pre-indicators to violence for a lot of people. And one of his biggest, what is it called, like words of advice is, if you feel something's off, just go with it the first time. Don't keep on like, going along to get along. Even like if you're a boss at a job or something, and you have this person that's, like they probably shouldn't be here, but I'm afraid that they're going to do something, so I'll just keep them on. No, because you're literally delaying what could be something terrible if you let them off right then and there before they build up that attachment or that entitlement and things like that, then you could possibly prevent something from happening. So, yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
I'll definitely put it in the chat. They even go, I haven't gotten to that chapter yet, but they even talk about like violent indicators in children. I don't know. I know I've met some little heathens out there, so I'm very excited to read that book or that chapter as well. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Sorry, I'm like out of breath but thank you so much for
All right.
taking my call.
You're welcome. Thank you, sis. All right. Yeah, that book sounds really interesting. That sounds like a really good read. Okay, let me go ahead and bring on Yesenia. Go ahead and unmute your microphone. Oh, don't know what happened to her. Okay, Brown Eyes Beauty, go ahead and unmute your microphone.
See, you unmuted me. I don't know when you last called the last person, so maybe that's why they didn't get to unmute.
Who did I mute? I muted you. I don't know what happened.
Beauty Virgo, so but you called on someone else, but it just came to me and said the host would like to
That's
unmute, so I would
weird.
try that person again.
Yeah, no, Yesenia left. Like she's not even in here. Okay, just go Univirgo. We'll come back to Brown Eyes Beauty. That's weird. Because, yeah, I muted her and then it's like she disappeared out the Discord. But anyways, where are y'all going? I seen you and all the kids traveling.
I just came from the concert for the kids. They had like a look, my son is here. No, but I didn't say so. Yeah, well, don't come over here talking about yes, yes, like he had something to say. Like you want to get it off your chest about it. He did a good job. They did his A flat Jupiter. A flat Jupiter. He plays the viola. I'm sorry, I was gonna say I didn't want to disrespect and say violin when I knew it was something different. And then my other daughter, she plays the violin. They both play the viola. But yeah, so we just
nice.
Yeah, so we just went to go. They had a concert. It was for their grade, actually. They had to perform. It's a part of their grade in school.
Oh, that's
But I just did that. Went out. I had a great time. I'm excited today. I actually just put my hand down. I was like, you know what? I don't really think I'm gonna let other people talk because I haven't really been because I was into that. So I wasn't like, listening to everybody or what they said. But I did, all I wanted to say was that I feel so much better, like literally, since that person is gone. I feel like every day has been a weight lifted off my chest. There's like new challenges, but like that were always there. But like, I don't know how, I can't even explain how much I feel better about that, her leaving. And then I'm excited because I am Catholic and I do celebrate Easter. And my mom, when she was alive, I still got an Easter basket, and I probably would still get an Easter basket if she was alive. That's just something she does. So I'm doing an Easter basket for my kids, of course, keeping that memory alive. And the things that I put in it are just so meaningful for each kid that I just can't wait to see them open. It's like Christmas to me in my heart. Like they're gonna be excited. I think I did well because Christmas I was broke. We had coronavirus. This lady lived downstairs. It wasn't the best. But now that she's gone and I get to celebrate with my children, have Easter dinner and just see their faces when they open up all those meaningful things makes me feel proud and makes me feel happy as a parent. And this is what I'm doing it for and why I'll be holding on. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm excited for. I'm just like in a good mood. And then I'm about to go to dinner tonight with my sister. I'm about to get dressed. I just got back in the house, but I'm about to get dressed and go out to dinner with my sister. The challenging thing about that is just not feeling like I lost a lot of weight, which I did. But like not feeling that way with her because she has a problem with her mouth where she be like, yeah, you need to eat, bitch. You need to eat all of it because you look skinny. And it's like, okay, I get what you're trying to be real and you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I don't want to hear that right now. It's very sensitive.
Yeah,
but I already warned.
It's always okay to skinny shame. I can't stand that.
I don't know why. Like why? It really is that you just said that. That's so funny
because it's always okay. But if you say somebody's fat, oh God, the whole world is about to collapse.
And I don't
Just
though.
hadn't
I'm not,
tried. Yeah.
I love meat. I'm like, meat is great. And like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even fat shame nobody, but I do get that a lot about the
Mhm.
skinniness. So and then my doctor, my OBGYN was just asking me like the last time I went, like, why are you so fixated on your weight? And I said, because the world is. I don't think I would be even that into my weight if everybody didn't just be like, you look the same. You ain't changed a bit. You still look like high school. You got five kids where? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's always,
It's them projecting. They're just mad
it
because you don't
is.
look like you've had any children. You got
Right.
people
And
that
they
had
don't, I
9
don't.
kids and look like they don't have 7. So it'd be a lot of projection. I wouldn't even take it in.
Because it's, and you would think like that wouldn't bother me and they'd be like, just keep it moving. No, it does bother me. And I think I'm more bothered by the fact that I just can't believe I went from 140 to damn near, I'm now that I just went to the doctor, I'm 113. 140 from January to now and I wasn't trying to lose weight. That's how
But
stressed I am
your
with the
weight loss
situation.
probably came from all that stress with the neighbor and all that stuff going on.
And then on top of that, the diabetes is back and acting up. And it's like I'm this small with diabetes acting up. That's weird. But so I'm gonna go to a nutritionist and I'll figure that out. But I ain't even gonna stress that. That's gonna be the least thing on my mind. I'm gonna not let that be the stress of.
I think her connection was going out. Okay, I don't know. She just got booted out the Discord. I mean, not the Discord, the Zoom meeting. Okay. Let me go ahead and bring Brown Eyes Beauty. Go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Hey T, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Not really doing too great. So, I recently decided that I wanted to go to school and I got in school, but I had to choose if I wanted to do full time, which would be 4 classes plus 2 days of internship while working full time. So, I kind of got overwhelmed and I decided I was just going to do part time. So, you would think the problem is solved. But then here comes my job. They decided that they're going to give us 30-day notice and they're changing all of our schedules. We don't get any say in it. They're changing all of the hours that we have to work. And first, I was freaking out because of school. They gave me a schedule that I wouldn't be able to do school. So I was kind of panicking. And then they switched my schedule again. So they're like, okay, here's another schedule. Now, my schedule that they gave me, and this is a permanent schedule, I won't be able to go to church. I go to church on Sundays. Now I can't go to church. And now I have a therapy appointment every Monday. Now I won't be able to go to that appointment. So now I'm just like freaking out because I told them I have religious obligations and I have medical reasons that cannot be changed. And they're just like, oh, sorry, there's nothing we can do. And I've been with this company for 3 years. So literally today I was just out of it. I felt like just walking off the job and just leaving because it's just like I can't take this stress. And it's just like I feel like I'm doing everything. My attendance is perfect. I have no issues with the job. I do my job really well. I'm like a model worker. And then it's just like they're completely just screwing me like a slap in the face. So I really don't know what to do. So I'm kind of stressed out. And I know, yeah, I have a job. Some people don't, but it's just like this is just I don't feel comfortable compromising my religion. I need to go to church and I definitely need to see my therapist. Without her, I will not be able to function. So I'm a little
And you've talked to the
overwhelmed.
job and they just don't care.
Yes, they don't care. I sent them a nice formal letter today, so I'm waiting for them to respond to that, but they basically said there's nothing they can do.
I mean, at that point, the ball's in your court. I would start either looking for another job or, you'd have to just deal with their rules and regulations, unfortunately. But then the thing is, it's so hard right now in the job market. So you definitely
Yeah.
quit this job, while trying to find another one. But I would start looking for other work and just, hang in there until you can find something else, because that's really going to be your only option.
I'm trying,
Somebody
but it's
said
just like
somebody said you could take FMLA, but do you really want to use FMLA just for a Sunday? I mean, or else I guess you could use that for like your appointments with your therapist. if they offer FMLA, that could be an option.
I guess I'll look into that, but it's just like I've been seeing her for I want to say 6 years. So for
What
me to
days do
just
you see
not
her?
Mondays.
Mondays?
And then they have me working now some weird schedule. So I think I'm off Tuesdays and Wednesdays now. So it's just complete disaster.
That's so weird that they wouldn't just let you switch to let you be off on Monday and then work Tuesday.
No, they're like they first originally my schedule is I work 4 days a week and now they're saying they don't do that schedule anymore. So
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Somebody said if I'm doing Pilates, I actually just signed up for some classes, so I will be doing Pilates before work, but it's just
You
like
talk to
they
your
switch.
counselor, your therapist, see if she can switch her days with you to maybe Tuesday instead of Mondays?
I'll be talking to her tomorrow, but she's not even in office on Tuesday, so it's like it would be only virtual. And I see her a combination of in person and virtually. So it would be that I can't see her at all in person, and that's just not gonna work for me. And I'm
Yeah.
not in a mental state right now where I can just like drop her and quit. I'm really not. I'm the one
I would
who
talk
was
to her and see if she can switch the days where you can see her physically. Because you said they had you off on
Mhm.
Tuesdays and Thursdays. Maybe she could switch you to a different date on Thursdays.
Yeah, I'll ask, but I have a lot going on. And just to provide an update, I'm the one, oh, this is embarrassing, who had that situation with the podcast guy and
Mhm.
calling me bad words. So I cut him off. I gave him
Good.
a piece of my mind and I said I'm done. And he really tried to hurt me with his words, but I was just like, I'm done. So I had to cut off all the podcasts that I was listening to because he was kind of affiliated with them and they triggered me. So
Mm.
now I'm writing a book and I started a bracelet business, so I'm trying to focus on that.
Okay.
But
Well,
that's
that's
a
good.
lot, but that's it.
All right. Well, good luck with everything. I'm glad you got rid of that guy. He's trash.
Thank you.
All right, sis. We'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Okay, let me go ahead and bring on Extraordinary. Go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Hello.
Hey, sis.
Hey, how you doing, T?
Good. How about you?
I am doing good. It's somewhat nice in New York City today, so I can't complain too much. Um, I had missed you guys on the last Zoom, so I just wanted to rapid fire spit some things at y'all.
Mhm.
Um, you already hit on the medical stuff with the health insurance and the pills and stuff. Because I had posted something in that same room because that ended up happening to me. I went to fill a prescription and they was like, we can only give you 5 days worth of your pills. I said, excuse me, what?
Wow.
Yeah. So
It's usually
basically I have to
30
go.
days.
Yeah, yeah. So I have to go back every 5 days to fill my prescription until it maxes up to the full prescription. I'm like, what the hell is that? But that's when I found out that they were basically silently implementing that new insurance rule.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm happy you really touched on that because that supply chain mess is going to come in fast and hard. Because in New York City, I think almost all the Walgreens in Queens alone that I'm aware of, they all are on backlogs for like a month. So if you live in New York City, please go to your pharmacy, like she said, and if you could get your meds, get it because it's hitting us hard already.
Wow.
Um, the next thing, the young lady spoke about Germany. Um, what I was told by some military people is because Europe has activated their troops, Germany is now basically watching to see what's happening. And because of what happened with Zelensky, they basically feel like, well, that could happen to us too. So they're now contemplating taking the US Army and the Air Force out of Germany if Trump decides to turn on them.
Oh, we.
Yeah. So if you have family and friends in Germany, one thing like the young lady said, do not wear your army clothes outside. Like
Mhm.
it's real tense right now, and I don't even know what's gonna happen with that. My sister just came back from there 3 days ago, and she was there secretly.
Mm.
Um, so she went from Washington to Germany, and she was in Washington for a week on some secret mission.
Mm.
So I don't know what's really happening with Germany, but that's on the line right now. Um,
So do you
then
feel, I know they're not gonna tell you, but you feel like they're prepping, everybody else is prepping for war at this point.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's what she told me. That's
Yeah.
what she told me.
Yeah.
And she said that they've been having a lot of secret training missions in Hawaii
Mm.
and in Alaska.
Mm.
Um, so I don't know. I don't think it made the news, but she said a week ago there was a Chinese ship port really close to Alaska, and it wasn't supposed to be there, of course. So once I saw Europe activated their troops, then she came and she was like, "Yo, I'm in Germany now." Like she's just been moving around for the last 3 months. She literally just came home.
Mm.
So it's a lot happening that I hate the fact that they're not really telling the public what's going on.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
But
tell y'all.
that's why I say everybody has to be able to read in between the lines with everything that's going
Hmm.
on. It's a lot.
Yep, yep. And then another thing, if you use Accessorize in your state, because I know most states don't have Accessorize. Accessorize is basically a service for people with disabilities, kids, and the elderly. It's a
Uh-huh.
service that basically helps them get around. Doge has officially hit Accessorize, and they are now using AI to cancel people out of certain services. They did that here in New York City, and T, we have 4 lawsuits
Mm.
already. And they basically brought me in to do like forensic analysis on the program and what they did. And see, when I tell you they fucked up, these lawsuits are valid. They are valid. The crazy part is they plan on rolling out this program across the country. So if you use Accessoride in your state, please pay close attention to any changes happening. If your service changes in any way, demand that they tell you why and make sure that they put it in writing. If they can't put it in writing, they can't secure it on your account. It's part of the ADA policy that protects you as someone with disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
And if they are not listening to you, please file a complaint with the ADA in your state because that holds more weight than you just calling them and complaining.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, I think that was pretty much it that I really had to touch on. Um, but just everyone just pay attention and prepare. Like she always says, have your go bags, have everything ready because it's a lot of stuff happening on the background that they really not telling us about.
Well, thank you so much, sis, for that information. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, sis. Appreciate you. Love you guys.
All right,
Gang,
we
gang
love you
all
too.
day.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
All right, so 6:30, I'm going to take the last call here. It's Yesenia. Go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Yeah, period.
Hey,
Save the best
sis.
for last.
I don't know
Hey,
what
can you hear me?
happened earlier when I was trying to call on you, like kicked you out the Zoom meeting.
Yeah, I was gonna go click on mute, but then it just like went black, and then that was like the whole screen. I could hear you guys, but the screen just went black. So I was like, what happened?
So what's been going on?
Hold on, let me see. Work. Okay. It was like, can you hear me better?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Not much. Just trying to get into the swing of things. It's a new season. The sun is coming up, at least over here, honey.
Um, I want to touch base on like that thing you guys were saying about trades though. So with the season coming up and like getting nicer, the restaurant gigs are like kicking back up.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed, I mean, I've been noticing, but a lot of the like workers that we have, they're younger every year, you got to remember they're straight out of high school kids, like coming to get their first time job or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it's been a pain in the ass. I feel like I was able to manage toddlers and babies. Like I can manage them better because like these like I can't even call them teenagers because they're like halfway grown. They're like 20-year-olds, like young 20s, early 18, 19-year-olds. And like so I'm in like I'm doing the restaurant service right now, bartending and serving, and they just don't like the lack of work ethic that
Yeah.
these kids have. I'm like running circles around these, and I'm like, mind you, I'm like an older, I'm 28, going on 29, but I'm just like, why am I running circles around these kids? I need to be like micromanaged and told every step on what to do, and they act oblivious, like they don't know what to do, like they don't like they're just like, tell me what to do, and I'm just like, what, like where's common sense?
Yeah,
Because
those are the special Gen Z kids, the ones who just left to their own devices.
mm-hmm,
Now the parents expect them to go into the real world and survive, and they just don't have any like social skills, common sense,
man,
cognitive stuff, just things that you can just say at one time. It's like they just don't grasp
right.
it.
Yeah, they don't grasp it. And then also the entitlement of thinking they deserve as much pay as me.
Oh wow.
Like, excuse me, and then trying to talk to me crazy. I may be short and they young tall people, but like they talking to me crazy like if I'm not running shit here. Like I've been at my management, like my restaurant every like for 3-4 years now. And I'm just like, I need you to do this, do that. And then I go back to check on them. They're on their phone. They're taking a picture of themselves. They're taking a Snapchat of what they're doing. And I'm just like, yeah, get to it. So and then also like with trades, I'm just they don't want to do it. I was thinking about it. I'm like, you guys are gonna be the next generation to take care of us. And
Well, the
like
problem is you gotta look at this like this. This was all conditioning.
mm-hmm.
We They took all the trades out of the program, out of the schools. Like when I
Yeah.
was in high school, we had like welding, wood shop, home
Yeah.
economics, we had all that stuff.
Yep,
And
I remember.
like auto mechanic, all that stuff. And then they started taking it out. And like somebody was saying in the chat, they wanted to start, promoting like corporate America, white collar.
Mhm.
So that way it could be more of the white men taking over the trades because there's a lot of
Right.
money to be made in that. And a lot of those jobs, they're generational. So even when you look at certain trades, you'll have father, son, grandson,
Mm-hmm.
like where it's handing it down. And
Right.
so for so long, for this generation, we demonize that work. So for them, we push social media, being an influencer, having a Lamborghini, being the next Jake Paul, Logan Paul. So for them,
Right.
they really don't want to work. Why should they when they see like their favorite influencer? And that's what they've grown up, as Gen Z with all of that influence with them, especially if their parents are not there to show them realistically that's not life. Like
Right.
you're grown up. Okay, fine. Yes, Beyonce is that girl. She can sing, she can dance, but you're not Beyonce. You need to still figure out what you're going to do with your life. Whereas with
Right.
these kids, a lot of these parents, they want to live vicariously through their kid. So do whatever you
Mm-hmm.
can do to go viral and be on social media. And then it doesn't work out for them. And now they have to be in the real world. They have to find, they have to have skills. They have to get a job and they
Right.
just can't function.
No, and then the other thing that like goes hand in hand with this that we weren't taught as kids, but we're learning as adults, right? And we're trying to teach to younger kids is fucking credit. Why are they giving? And mind you, I've been a victim, but I controlled my spending. But like I hear them like even with the Coachella tickets, some of them put that on credit. Like
Yeah,
they,
I've been
it's
hearing
like
that. Klarna.
a Klarna, a Firm, a Polit, like some of the things that ones I've never even heard of. Like I'm just like, how are y'all getting approved for this? Like, how hard it was for me to get approved for a $300 credit card from my bank. Like,
They don't
so
care. The ends justifies the means. They'll
yeah,
give
it's like
it to them.
instant
They'll get into debt.
gratification.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's like there is no hard work. Like I used to be told, like I remember I weeded my grandma's whole backyard by hand for $1.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't know back then, but now I got scammed. But you know what? That taught me hard work gets you money. And I've always been a hard worker. Like I'm always working left to right. You always hear me talking about one job or another. And now the people that I have that are like quote unquote, it's like, you know, parents when they send their kids to school, it's the teachers, you know, it's your responsibility. It's like they send these damn kids to the real world and now it's us, our, you know, the older people that have been in the industry of whatever kind to take these people under our wing, under management. And it's giving me a fucking headache. And then it's like double the work, you know? So it's like, I don't know. It's like we're fucked left to right economically, socially, and it's like, you know, trying to teach these kids, these new upcoming, you know, gen whatever they are about real life. And it's just, you know, I don't know. I'm
I
stressed.
think your company is going to like have to start really putting down the law. Like if these
Right.
kids want to work there, you have certain expectations, and if you can't meet them, get them out of there. Because
Yeah, I
we're
know.
not going to beg you. I'm not going to beg you to work. You're not here for free. You're getting a check. So either you're going to do what you
Right.
have to do or you're not. But they have to
Right. So I'm
start
just
putting
like,
their
you're not
foot
gonna
down.
take me down with you. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be like losing my what I gotta do just to come micromanage you. Like, I'm just like, I'm sorry, the ship has sailed. You jumped off. I can't save you.
Right.
And I mean, you know, but you know, with my kids, you know, our babies that are, you know, the ones that we recognize these problems and we're trying to fix for our next babies, because like the last ones just got messed up in the mix. Um, so I see where we're all coming back, you know, it's all coming back together, but like one kingdom must fall for another to rise, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true.
So pray up, y'all. We stress, but we here.
Thank you, sis. It was good talking to you. Hang in there with them kids, honey. Just focus
Yeah.
on doing your job. And, you know, if they get fired, they get fired.
Period.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna call on Anna real quick. She said she wanted to do a quick update.
Hey T,
Hey,
um,
sis.
so I told you about the whole situation with my car. I ended up getting my car back 24 hours later, but it was very traumatizing because basically after the police report and everything, when I got my car back, it wasn't updated in the system that it was recovered because I was waiting on a cop to contact me. And I got pulled over by every cop in the city of Arlington, and they proceeded to make me get out the car, get on the ground, handcuff me, pat me down, and drag me back behind the police cars. Like it was traumatic. They had all their guns on me, all their shields, because they thought I was the person that stole the car. So it was it was a ghetto nightmare. I'm still a little shaken up by it, but essentially what ended up happening is my car was like it was unauthorized to be towed, and it ended up being Navy Federal, and I should have known it was them because they've been doing a lot of sneaky shit lately. And you were talking about a last Zoom or a couple of Zooms ago that these banks are like freaking out and just doing a bunch of bullshit. But basically, at Navy Federal now, if your payment is like 29 or 30 days past due, they will come and get your shit. And my payment was pending right there in the account. And I'm like, do you all not see that my military drill check is sitting right there, scheduled to be paid to you all? And they were like, oh, well, sorry, we've changed the procedures. Now you don't have a 30-day grace period. We will come and collect your car.
But why
And
wouldn't
the
they at
reason
least let you know that they took the car instead of having to assume that somebody stole it?
Exactly. And I told them, like, I told the police officer all of this, and I'm like, why didn't it come up in the system? Well, Navy Federal is very shisty now. They contract third-party towing companies to come and get your shit. And, you know, they have it on those trucks. And what they end up doing is they cover your license plate. So there was no way, like, the cameras that the police were talking about were supposed to be all over the interstate to find my car. Wouldn't have been able to find it. Had I not, my sister told me, like, call the bank just to be sure. And I'm like, I'm not even late. Like, why would I even? But she was right. So if you have Navy Federal, I think USAA is getting a little crazy too. And you have like auto loans and stuff there, just be careful because I've never had anything like this happen before with any of my payments, like ever before. And I used to work at Navy Federal. And the only time you get on that list for them to come collect your shit is when you're like 6, 7 months. But she told me after COVID, they changed all the procedures. So now it's 30 days.
Yeah, I've never heard about no 6, 7 months. I mean, you that late, they're coming for your car. Usually, I know when I used to do collections and I worked in the I worked in collections and auto repossessions, we started putting stuff up for repossession after 30 days. So we would never wait 6, 7 months.
Well, it's 180 days. That's what it used to be at Navy Federal. But
Oh,
what bothered me is I'm looking at, like, I'm like, can you all see my account? You see, not just like a regular paycheck, you see my military paycheck is pending for the next day, and it's already authorized to go to my loan. Like, do you all not see that? She was like, yeah, we do see it, but this is the new procedure. So there's like no grace, there's no understanding, there's nothing going on with them now. So I'm really ready to like hurry up and pay off this car and switch. I don't even know if that's possible. My car is old. I only have like $5,000 left on it. But it was just really traumatizing because after going through all of that, they made me pay $1,400 to get it back. And then having this issue with the police, I'm done with dealing with all this shit.
wow. Well, I'm glad you got your car back. So thank you for the update. That's horrible.
Yeah. And the police officer was like, oh, I'm so sorry. At least you weren't in DC because it would have been a lot more aggressive. It would have been a lot more violent. Like, they didn't even bother to tell me what I was being pulled over for. They just made me get out and get on the ground and started cuffing me immediately. I'm like, did you all even look at the police report? Did you even ask me for my name? Because you would have been able to see that I'm the person who filed the report. The car is registered in my name. Here's my license. Like, they didn't even bother to do that. And unfortunately, because now I've had an interaction with them, I had to notify my commander that it's on my record now that I've been detained by the police over their misunderstanding.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for the update, sis.
And thank you all. You guys have a good night.
All right, you too. Oh, it's been a lot going on today, but thank you guys so much for joining the Zoom meeting. Lots of good calls, lots of good conversation. But yeah, these banks are tripping. Like I told y'all my issue with my bank last week. I pulled up, it was gone. So it's a lot of mess going on out here. So, everybody just stay safe, stay prayed up. And like I said earlier at the beginning of the meeting, definitely reevaluate your circle and the people around you, just try and be around positive, like-minded people. So I'll see you guys in the Discord. Everybody have a good night, y'all. Bye, everyone.